Ever wondered what happens when two of New York's most famous superheroes try to go on a date? No, I'm not talking about Tony Stark and Pepper Potts. I'm talking about the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man and the incredible She-Hulk. That's right, Peter Parker and Jennifer Walters decided to give it a shot. Can they actually have a normal, quiet day out? Let's find out. Their plan was simple: a picnic in Central Park. Peter, ever the gentleman, brought his famous wheat cakes, a recipe from Aunt May, of course. Jen brought a supersized thermos of coffee. She needs the caffeine, balancing being a lawyer and a Hulk. They found a nice quiet spot, laid out the blanket, and for a moment, it was perfect. Just two people enjoying the sunshine. Peter was mid-sentence, probably telling a terrible science joke, when suddenly, help, my purse. A petty thief, clearly new to the city, had just snatched a woman's bag. Peter and Jen exchanged a look. The not again look. Peter sighed. I'll be right back. Jen just smirked and said, beat you to it, Webster, before the thief could even make it to the next hot dog stand. He was hanging upside down from a lamppost, wrapped in webbing, with a very large, very green lawyer tapping her foot impatiently. The purse was returned, and our heroes went back to their picnic, a little more famous than before. They decided Central Park was maybe a little too public. How about a movie? Jen suggested. Something quiet, dark, where no one will recognize us. Great idea, right? They chose a small, independent theater in Greenwich Village, showing an old black and white classic. They got popcorn, the extra-large bucket. Naturally, they settled into their seats, whispering and laughing like any other couple. For about 15 minutes, it was peaceful. Then the ground started to shake. Not from the movie's sound system, but from underneath the theater. A low rumble turned into a full-on tremor. People started screaming. It turned out the Mole Man had decided to resurface, quite literally, right under their matinee. The screen flickered and died as his drilling machine burst through the floor. Peter face-palmed. You have got to be kidding me. Jen just rolled her eyes. Well, so much for a quiet afternoon. They evacuated the theater, then got to work. Spider-Man swung round, webbing up the moloids, while She-Hulk went head-to-head with the Mole Man's machine, lifting it and tossing it into an empty construction site nearby. The day was saved, but their date was officially a disaster. Covered in dust and a little bit of subterranean goo, they stood on a rooftop overlooking the city as the sun began to set. Peter looked at Jen and started to laugh. Well, that was ... something. Jen laughed too, a big, hearty laugh that echoed between the buildings. A disaster, she said. A complete, utter, super-powered disaster. Peter smiled. Yeah, ... But, for a disaster, it wasn't so bad. I had fun. Jen looked at him, her expression softening. Me too, Parker. Me too. He held out a slightly squashed wheat cake he'd managed to save. Truce. We try this again sometime. Maybe somewhere Mole Man can't reach. like ... space. Jen took the wheat cake. "You're a dork," she said, smiling. "But okay, it's a date." And as they watched the city lights twinkle on, they realized that maybe a normal date wasn't for them. Their normal was chaos, adventure, and saving the day, and maybe, just maybe, that was even better. What do you think? Should they try again? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this little superhero story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.